Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. As this is the first video of 2013, I'd like to, well, first of all, wish you all a happy new year, and hopefully you had all a good time over the Christmas New Year period. In this video, I'd like to look at a trade setup that one of our Australian customers sent in on the 6A. This was a 15-minute chart of the 6A, and the 6A is actually the future of the Australian dollar against the New York dollar, and the setup he was looking at was this TS3 buy setup here. As you can see, this is the standard MTPredictor trade setup because the STF is blue. So he looked at this and took this trade on the 15-minute chart. If we put the analysis on, you can see initially that the trade target was actually up here at a massive 15-hour profit. But what he noticed was, as the market was, if I zoom in a bit, as the market was rallying up here, you can see that it actually unfolded in a, if I right mouse click on this bar up here, a 5-wave sequence, an Elliott wave 5-wave sequence, where we were almost at the maximum wave 5 WPT. Now also, if you go back to the last major pivot, which is here, if we right mouse click and put the decision point on, just look where the decision point resistance has landed, right at this high here. So therefore it made total sense, and this is what the customer did, was rather than waiting until the Australian dollar got right up to this higher target, he thought, well, hang on a second, what we need to do is actually start to trail the stop just below the bar lows as soon as we reach this combination of our DP resistance and our maximum wave 5 high. And as you can see, this actually resulted in a very profitable trade of plus 8.4R. Remember, we use correct position sizing to keep our initial risk small under control. In this particular circumstance, it was long 8 contracts to keep our initial risk under 2% of a $20,000 account, which resulted in a profit of just over $3,300, which was 8.4 times the initial risk. So a very, very good trade indeed. I also took a look at this setup as well on the actual Forex chart to see how it would have come in here as well. So if we look at the actual Forex chart, here we can see the same initial trade setup. Again, this is a 15-minute chart, so this is the actual Forex using FXCM Forex data on the Australian US dollar coming in here. Now if we place the analysis on, what I thought was interesting is, because we had another swing pivot unfold back here, which we didn't have on the 6E, because the 6E is the future, what this actually meant was the actual first target, or the straightforward first target of our Forex chart, was actually at this same high. And here you can see the profit on this particular trade would have been 8R profit. Again, if you were trading just the straight Forex chart, position sizing here using mini lots would have allowed you to take 80 mini lots to keep your initial risk small under control, and profit again just over $3,000 or $3,200. But I thought it was very interesting that we actually had the normal straightforward profit target on the Forex chart at the same level as what the customer actually did on his 6A chart, which was here. So it's great when the two things come in together. But I thought this was a very good trade setup to show and to share with you guys, because not only was it a great example of a standard MTPredictor trade setup. Remember, STF is blue, therefore we look for long trade setups, but it also showed how the customer used a bit of common sense to know that in this particular example on the 6A, that the first target was too far away, so to look for a slightly closer target, and that closer target was the DP off that prior high. Again, these are all on the chart in advance for you, so as soon as you put that decision point on, there it is, that would have been on the chart and they're ready for you even before the market got up there. And I thought it was a great example of Elliott wave patterns, because as the market rallied up into that high, it was actually a perfect, an absolute classic perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to that high as well. And as you can see, that terminated the high on the Australian dollar, or 6A, and the Australian dollar has declined sharply since. So looking back on this, This shows an absolutely lovely example of a trade setup, managed very, very well by one of our customers. And looking at this now, since the Australian dollar has declined sharply, what a great place to bank your profits and come out there with a lovely plus 8.4-hour profit. So hopefully this has been a good example here showing MTPredictor in action, particularly in action of a trade setup that one of our customers was using on a market that I don't particularly look at myself very regularly as well, which is the 6A. Again, the 6A is the future of the Australian dollar against the New York dollar, but even if you're trading the straight Forex, there's the same trade setup there, and the result was a very healthy plus 8-hour profit. So a good example of MTPredictor in action on a Forex market here for you as the first video of 2013.